In today's video, I share with you a campaign preview for Curse of the Citadel. But before we get into today's video, just want to share with you what the GGGG is for this month. Each month, Bob the Beholder picks some of my Patreon supporters to receive gratitude gifts. And for this month of November of 2023, we have $100 going towards a crowdfunding campaign, which my Patreon supporters are currently voting upon. But it looks like it's going to be for Deceased Kickstarter. So Jochen of Diorama to Print reached out to me with this idea a couple of months ago, and I was able to iterate with him a little bit to improve some of his connection pieces. And since then, he's done that, and he's ready to launch the My Mini Factory Frontiers campaign that is going to start on December 4th, about 2 weeks after I post this video. I do have links in the descriptions below, so you can just follow that if you are interested in either signing up to be notified when that campaign starts or to be able to jump over there if it is after December 4th. Also use the links that I have to go to his website page, where I think there is a little bit more information than what is currently on the preview page for the Frontiers campaign. And as you can see here, there is a good number of shots of different kinds of configurations that you can make. Now, the thing that I think is unique about this set is it is specifically designed to be more of a diorama. So yes, you can use it to build out a modular dungeon, but what differentiates this from some of the other modular dungeons that I have printed out is that really it goes through the effort of just a lot more intricacy and design elements to it so that you can create dioramas, as you can see in the example that I show here. Now, these are, again, completely modular, where you are able to clip on various pieces onto it. So if you do want to build out a dungeon, you are able to do that. And he has two options. One is to have these little clips that put these pieces together, including these walls, but also you can use 5mm ball magnets if you desire, and that makes putting things together a lot easier. Now, I, in previous builds, have used those 5mm ball magnets, and I love them. Unfortunately, it is really difficult to get those at a good price right now, and I think it's because probably they might be a choking hazard here in the United States, so there might be some bans on them. I'm not 100% sure. So that's a real bummer, because I found the ball magnets to be super convenient because you don't have to worry about polarity. But there are some workarounds, and for my build, I did just go ahead and decide to use these clips instead. But overall, I do think if you want the magnetic option, that is available for you. Out of the sample pieces that Jochen sent me, I did create this piece over here, and I did glue it mostly together. It's actually in two different pieces here. But the reason why I created this and at these specific dimensions is because I want this to be able to go into my display cabinet, and I can hold a lot of my favorite miniatures on this piece. So I think this works perfectly to be able to be a display piece that can fit inside of my cabinet, and you can make these customized to whatever size and shape that you want. So in all honesty, I actually combined most of the pieces in Microsoft 3D Builder so that it printed off as one piece rather than printing it off in a bunch of different pieces and then clipping it together. Because for me, this is just going to permanently stay in this configuration. Although, of course, if you want to change it up or be able to be more modular, you're not going to do that. But in this circumstance, or if you have any situation where you want a permanent piece that you're not really going to be changing up too much, it is faster to go ahead and combine it together in Microsoft 3D Builder. And if you don't know how to use MS 3D Builder, it's one of the easiest programs that I've found to be able to manipulate STL files. Go ahead and sign up to be a Patreon supporter, because I have a number of tutorial videos for my patrons in order to learn how to use Microsoft 3D Builder. I forgot to mention that I do have a quick painting tutorial, although if you have seen any of my other painting tutorials for stone, it's going to be exactly the same. But go ahead and use the timestamp below if you want to skip ahead to that painting tutorial, and this is painted up super quick. One of the other things that I really like is that there is actual depth to the floors, and that makes it Again, a little bit more unique than some of the other dungeon sets that I have seen. And I really like the fact that these pieces do work seamlessly together. So whatever configuration that you might have, I think it works super well. And he has variability in terms of the height of the walls, as well as sort of this ruined set, which I really, really like a lot, as well as low walls, so you're not obstructed from being able to see some of the features inside the dungeon. Sometimes when the walls are too high and you're sitting down, it's hard to see what's right on the other side of these walls. So I like the fact that Jochen has made his set so that you can actually see over most of the walls. Also, because the base is raised up a little bit higher than others, you can have features like this well here in the middle. And I really like these columns that he has made too. I mean, overall, I think the general design of this really is sort of diorama quality details, where I think if you have some really well-painted miniatures, this is sort of the set that you can use to be able to display that. I did print everything in 0.2 millimeter height on my printers, and that's adequate amount of detail. You can go lower if you want to 0.16, or if you're really insane, to 0.10. But I find with terrain, 0.2 is plenty detailed, and that is a good balance between the quality that you're getting as well as the speed of the print. I hope you're impressed with his STLs like I am. Again, use the links below if you want to go check out and support this Frontiers campaign once it does go live on December 4th. Hit the like button and subscribe, as I'm going to be coming out with more videos with not only terrain but miniatures as well, and game reviews. And as the year comes to a close, I am going to be coming out with my games of the year, so I'm excited to share that with you soon. So stick around for the painting tutorial if you want. Otherwise, happy printing, happy gaming. We'll see you next time. Alright, so I went ahead and spray primed everything with this Rust-Oleum 2x Ultra Cover slate. It's one of my favorite dark grays whenever I am painting up stone. I bought this at Walmart for, I think it was about $5 or $6, can't quite remember, and I just spray painted everything this dark gray color. Now in the past I typically have used zinc and slate gray and have mixed these two, but recently I found a new color that actually is neutral gray. And this is a mix between the two. So if you don't want to mix these two colors like I have in other tutorials, go ahead and grab yourself some neutral gray. And then I got my big hog's hair brush here, which I love to use whenever I'm painting up terrain, because it provides some nice coverage, but also the paint doesn't go down into the crevices. So you just want to give a nice paint over, and again, I'm not putting a ton on because I want to maintain the dark gray underneath. So just feel free to just move this around, be a little bit random with the color. And it might be hard to see here on camera because everything is gray. I'm giving a nice coat to everything. And we are going to be putting another lighter gray on top of this. So this is the intermediate color. So go ahead and just be careful not to put too much on. And then in spots where it looks like there's a little bit too much, just sort of rub it out, even it out, like so. And do that for all of your pieces. With that done, you're going to go ahead and grab some slate gray. So this is the lighter gray. And I don't even wash my brush, but just directly go into it and get some on the brush. And I actually will rub some of it off because I don't want it to be too light. Now here you're going to be a little bit more careful, whereas before you're putting a lot on there. This time you're just going to be dry brushing and highlighting the stone. And so you don't want to put too much on, just enough to catch the edges. And I usually will only just pull down in one direction, whereas the first layer I did both directions, because this way it looks like the light is catching the top edges. So that's the effect you're going for. Let's go ahead and try it with this edge piece. Super easy to do, like that. And let's try this floor piece. So that looks pretty good. Here I'm grabbing some burnt umber. This is apple barrel. You can get it at Walmart for like 50 or 60 cents per bottle. If you don't have apple barrel, just get the darkest brown that you can find. And go ahead and paint up any wood, as well as metal that you want rusted out. And this is basically the base color, so that's why I'm not dry brushing, but using a sable brush just to paint the entire thing in. Grab some rookwood red. And we're just applying this a little bit randomly. Again, we're trying to get rust effects here going. Get some orange. I have bright orange here. And also here for the torch, I do want to put the orange sort of around here as a glow, and then put a lot here. I'm going to go ahead and grab marigold or a yellow. Go back to our torch here. I'm basically going to lighten up the flame like so. Here I have some fawn, or pick any beige color that you have. This is going to go on any of the bones that are on here. Milk chocolate. Some black. Here's some festive green. I'm also going to be mixing white into this as we layer. I'm making this pit full of poison. You can make this blood, you can make this purple, you can make this whatever color you want. I'm just picking green just because it looks nice and poisony. And this hole right here, that happened because I only infill at 5%, and when you do that you risk any horizontal print like that to basically have a hole because it doesn't have enough support underneath it. But I don't mind holes like that, so as long as you don't, it's a way to save filament and print time by not having such a big infill. So just fill this in with green. You might need to do 2 coats. I think I'll just stick with 1. So I did put a second coat on, just to give it a deeper color of green. And I'm going to be highlighting spots here.